influence technique. Lain Hari ni adalah influence model. Ini pun kalau you Google, this is McKinsey model semua pun. You can look at the influence model, you can read it more. But I'm showing you applications in your solution. Okay. Whereby, tadi ingat tak kita kata, kat hujung setiap masalah tu ada manusia. Lepas tu manusia tu, dia ada 3-4 usual suspect. Leadership, capability, mindset and design lah ya. So capability tu adalah 3 perkara. Sama ada dia competent atau dia ada sistem yang dia buat kerja betul, which is SOP and manual. And adakah dia diberi tools yang betul untuk dia buat kerja. So dalam capability tu ada lagi 3 lagi elemen. So leadership, capability, mindset dan design. So bila you see the mindset tu susah sikit lah. Ya. Capability senang lah, pergi hantar training or bagikan software dia apa yang dia nak, buatkan manual, buatkan SOP. So you settle that there and then. But if you have issues on attitude and mindset, betul-betul yang you dah buat some sort of climate survey ke for you to validate your root cause analysis yang keluar pasal attitude tadi, then you must use this model to make sure that change stick. Yeah.
Just nak tanya Jas.
Yeah.
I mean, leadership wouldn't it actually fall under capability juga ke?
You are talking a person competency to lead tu dalam capability. Tapi leadership ni kadang-kadang structure chart. Yeah. Who make decision? That is
Okay.
more leadership lah.
So not the person's capability to be a leader lah, not in that aspect.
Tapi bila you buat root cause on leadership pun you jumpa balik kompetensi leader tu. Dia pusing-pusing ke situ lah.
Yalah.
Okay. Alright. So now bila you dah dapat solution, you ambil kutip balik solution you tadi, you mapkan pula dengan this influence model. What is in influence model? Dia ada 4 benda penting. McKinsey kata kalau nak change people, change the mindset. Therefore, if you want to change mindset, you can do 4 things. First, to make sure foster understanding and conviction. Ini adalah part paling susah. Sebab kita kata kalau hati kita dah dibeli, you are 80% already winning. Ya, boleh beli buy in tu means that the rest, procedure, strategi, apa semua jalan. So these are like speed of trust. These are like when you join a religion. Religion ni adalah sistem yang mengawal mindset dan behavior manusia kan? Agama. So when you enter religion, first thing first, you must be convinced that the system that you are subscribing will give you benefits. Yeah. So dia start lah kita kalau I can use contoh agama Islam, dia start dengan mengucap kalimah syahadah, rukun iman. So dia start with that fostering understanding and conviction. Dia yakin bahawa dengan melaksanakan program yang kita buat ni, dia akan berjaya. Kalau macam orang, kalau agama kita berjaya, kita percaya, kita prescribe this agama, we will have a better afterlife ke apa ke semua. So this is why fostering understanding conviction is element number 1 for us to design a good change management. Okay. Right. Kedua, reinforce with formal mechanism, manual, SOP, structure, proses semua ada. So you see that selepas rukun iman kita ada rukun Islam. Dia ada beritahu benda apa kita kena buat hari-hari. To you know, to for you to operate as a Muslim. Kan dia ada rukun iman ada berapa? Rukun iman ada 6, rukun Islam ada 5. Okay? So itulah tu. Satu adalah the conviction, satu lagi ada operating model. Ya, so operating model kita adalah ada structure, proses semua yang kita kena ada. So for human to work and change, kena support dengan SOP, checklist, rules, regulation, policy, semua tu dalam formal mechanism. So formal mechanism ni yang ada segitiga tu juga, policy, kan? Manual, SOP, checklist, ya, and then system, structure, proses lah. Semua tu formal mechanism lah. So yang kebanyakannya orang organisation design buat tu, dia akan cover bab formal mechanism. The next is what we have is role modeling. So for most religion, they believe their own prophet, kan? Yeah, and this is very important. Kalau kata kita nak change, tetapi leader tu sendiri haram tak role model, memang susahlah nak have the change. Macam orang katalah kan, anak-anak kita akan tiru apa kita buat. Tapi saya tak berapa percayalah kan, sebab sehari-hari saya kutip kain baju masuk dalam washing machine, anak-anak saya tak buat pun. Maybe I'm still not a good role model for them, but in a bigger picture, in a system, role model is one key element. So bila you design your change management, you identify siapa yang dijadikan role model for this behavior. Okay, make that person your spokesperson and your influencer. Okay. The next one is developing talent and skill. Of course, tak boleh lari. Kena bagi training, kena bagi awareness, kena bagi motivation and skills and whatnot to come out. So these all make you to come up with a holistic atau complete solution for your problem. And this is just problem baru buat, baru design problem ya. Belum lagi implement. Okay, so what I'm saying is, bila you buat situational assessment, bila you buat SA, you akan keluarkan problem statement. Problem statement you ada apa? Ada gap, ada so what, ada context, kan? So you go and get your stage gate 1 approve. Okay, maksudnya okay, management kata please go ahead and solve this problem. So you get your stage gate 1. Lepas you dah ada problem statement, you pun buat root cause analysis, you buat solutioning, and you buat change management. Ya, so you pun present your solution untuk dapat stage gate 2. You pun present dekat your management yang this is how you want to solve the problem. So diorang pun okay, we take solution 2, 3, number 4 lain kali lah, number 5 ni tak sesuai, okay. So dah dapat benda tu. The next one is for you to now implement the solution. Okay, implementing solution, you kena buat project management ataupun initiative management, and you kena buat monitoring. Yang ni nanti duduk dekat stage gate 3. So this is what we're going to learn tomorrow. Tomorrow is about implementing change project, yeah, ataupun implementing your solution. Okay, so that's a good 1.5 hours punya module. Actually it's comprises of 1, 2, 3, 4 module that you learn in 1.5 hours. Okay.
Just what is MM?
Sorry?
MM stand for
monitoring and measurement. Yeah. So esok 9 o'clock we will learn project management, atau lebih ringkas kita panggil initiative management lah ya, atau yelah panggil project management je lah. So once you have the solution dah ready dah, you now need to do your project management, buat costing, cari implementation team, tu semua kita akan belajar esok lah. Ya, hari ni kita design solution dulu. So that's the wrap from day 1, day 2 and today is day 3. Okay. So for those who need to go, you can leave. Then for those who have question, I'm still here. So the lessons are finished, yeah. Dah habis dah lesson ni semua. I will share with you the PowerPoints and for those who ask question, you can stay. Whoever yang dah settle, you may leave now. Okay, ada siapa-siapa nak tanya soalan?
Let's go back to the previous slide.
There is one question. Esok ada link lain ke kita pakai link yang sama?
Sama.
Link yang sama. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Previous
Apa
slide,
cikgu?
Previous slide tadi, di role model.
Okay. Ada apa cikgu?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, alright.
Anjas, is this quadrants a process? I mean, you start with fostering and then reinforcing, or is it can be done not in sequence?
Dia bukan sequence. Dia memang element that you must make sure ada dalam solution you. Okay.
So di dalam
Sorry cikgu. Cikgu buka mic.
This is the influence model kan?
In
This influence model, every quadrant must be attended, or in other words, must be filled up, or we can actually have one loose or unattended also.
Kata McKinsey, change kita tak lengkap kalau kita tak ada semua. This is minimum requirement actually.
So all four must be filled up. So
yes.
We must tackle that each quadrant.
And for the longest years I've been serving Petronas apa semua yang guna ni, memang top management akan make sure lah solution tu ada semua ni, dia tak tertinggal. Takut lagi kalau tertinggal, buat root cause analysis, jumpa balik. Buat root cause analysis lah, leadership hari tu tak buat role modeling ke? Kan, jadi bagi ada semua ni settle lah. Tak sepatutnya problem to repeat, but if the problem repeat, the same root cause should not be there. Okay? Anybody else? Question, please.
Just there is something like 8-step method tu apa dia, Jas?
Apa dia? 8-step?
8-step method. There's a 5-step method, and there's another one 8-step method. What is that?
8.
There is standard one ke ataupun different model?
Dia macam ni. Yang ni Ni quarter 8-step model. Dia bila kita kalau kita pergi Google, kita minta problem solving method, ada berlambat-lambat pelbagai-bagai problem solving. Ada yang problem solving, ada yang manage change, ada yang campur sekali, ada yang tak ada root cause, ada yang satu falsafah dia kata bila berjumpa dengan masalah, jangan tanya why. Ada juga yang orang ajar benda macam tu. For me, jangan pandai-pandai buat agama benda yang tak agama lah ya. Maksudnya tak ada hukum pun yang mana boleh pakai why, tak boleh pakai why. Ada konteks yang kita kena pakai why, ada konteks yang kita pakai how. So kita kena tengok situasi dia. Okay? Siapa lagi nak tanya soalan? Any other participant? Okay, kalau dah tak ada, kita pun stop lah ya. Kita sambung esok.
Just last one. I was wondering in the beginning, just now we were talking about, the team that to give ideas during the root cause analysis. So when people give ideas and things like that, and you tend to find it irrelevant. Some ideas are irrelevant, or maybe you can say that or worst word is rubbish whatsoever. So we should play what kind of role? Either we have to reject those ideas straight away, ataupun we have to entertain and accommodate dulu. So how do we need to handle this kind of ideas? Because people can come up with sounds like good ideas, but it really
good question. This is a very very important tips. Bila kita consultant, kita kena tahu yang we are not inside the problem. So when we call for people to do root cause analysis, most of them are inside the problem. So first thing first, our role as facilitator, and when we are conducting brainstorming like session, kita tidak boleh omit any idea as crazy as it sound, kecuali kita ada proof data that that does not happen, or subject matter expert yang omit that. Kita jangan omit. Okay, kalau kita omit, kita tu subject matter expert, tak apa. Kalau kita pun bukan subject matter expert, we just process consultant, dan jangan omit lah sampai ada pihak yang boleh omit. If it's not in the record, if it's omitted by the subject matter. Okay? Okay, alright. So